On the phone, we have Eric Deggans, who is the media critic.
Yes, I apologize for butchering your name, Eric.
He didn't hear it, and you had to tell him.
Oh, well, Eric Snyder did, and he's upset at me.
We have Eric Deggans on the phone, the media critic for St. Pete Times, and we also have Teddy Pierre with us from the Pascall company, also, let me get this wrong, TampaBayIn.com.
That's right.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, welcome everybody. Welcome to the show, guys.
What's up, Teddy?
How you doing, Eric?
How you doing, man?
Eric, one of these days we're gonna get you over here to the studio. I don't care if it's a 3 o'clock pre-produced segment, but you're gonna come here.
Well, you know what you need to do is you need to do what CNN does and send a car for me.
Well, no, that's not a bad idea. Or we need to come over to your side of the bay and do the show from St. Petersburg.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we're working on that right now.
Hey, Eric and Teddy are joining us. February is Black History Month, and we wanted to kind of talk about what the importance of Black History Month is, and maybe get both of your perspective on that. Who wants to go first?
Teddy, why don't you take it?
Oh, you want me to take it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will say most people don't know that I'm originally from Trinidad.
Oh, no. You don't have the accent or
I
anything.
don't have the accent, but when I'm around my people, it comes out.
I bet it does. No, you
Absolutely.
Kind of works its way.
Yeah.
I'm sure it does.
And so for me, there isn't a Black History Month in Trinidad.
Right.
And when I came up to the U.S., Black History Month was certainly something that was a big thing. And the way I look at it is really that each of us needs to have something that we can feel proud about.
Right.
And I use the analogy of a birthday party. You know, we all like birthday parties. And what happens at birthday parties is that we're the center of attention. Everything is around us. And it's an opportunity for us to feel special.
Right.
And so with Black History Month, to me, I think it's an opportunity for African Americans to feel special and to relish in their pride and to relish in their accomplishments of the people who came before them.
Well, you know, Eric, that's funny that Teddy makes that reference to birthday parties, because you recently wrote a blog about Valentine's Day and Black History Month. Do you want to embellish on that a little bit and then
Sure.
tell us what your thoughts were on that?
The story of this sort of goes back to when a former colleague of mine here at the Times, Elijah Gozier, did a column where he talked about how he didn't like Black History Month that much, and he turned down all requests for speaking engagements during that month. He was a black columnist because he felt like Black history should be celebrated and observed throughout the year and not just in February. And I wrote a column that was kind of a response to that, where I sort of said, I understand where he's coming from and I understand his frustration, but it's just like your marriage or your romantic relationship. You love your wife or your significant other every day of the year, but if you don't honor that person on Valentine's Day and their birthday, there's going to be some trouble inside your house.
Right.
and I think
for the husbands anyway, absolutely.
Exactly. And well, I said significant other. And so I think that's the way I've always viewed Black History Month, which is that I write stories about Black issues throughout the year, certainly, but Black History Month is a time for everybody to pay a little bit more attention to these issues and maybe think about them a little bit more. And I've always felt that the quality of Black History Month is in the details and is in the doing. So if Black History Month feels like a retread, or it feels like it's old hat, or it feels like it's not telling you anything new, then that's because the people who are doing these media presentations and celebrations aren't working hard enough.
You know, that's excellent. You know, that's a great way to look at things. And I was just wondering, you know, and this is both for Teddy and for you, Eric. What are some of the messages that Black History Month, or you think Black History Month should be projecting or teaching or mentoring young, the youth that are supposed to be getting something out of this? Give me some of those challenges. Give me some of the successes, Teddy.
I think the biggest thing that Black History Month can do for our youth is really show them what came before them. I think today, especially, there's not a whole lot of respect for the elderly, the people who've got the stories.
Right.
And part of African history has always been that passing the story down from generation to generation, the elders teaching the young. And so we don't have that anymore in our communities. And so Black History Month serves as one way in which we can connect in that manner with them.
But do you a little bit blame the parents? Because surely those stories were passed down from their parents, you know what I mean? Or
I think what ends up happening is as society is changing, you know, the role of the family has changed
Absolutely,
as well.
right.
You no longer have that grandmother who stays home and watches the kids
Right.
and
Exactly.
babysits the kids.
And tells the stories
I
while
do.
they're hanging out
Exactly.
and doing a little
so
cookies
we've
after
lost a
school.
little bit. Exactly. So we've lost a little bit of that.
And how? What is the proactive Black History Month, the advocates of it, people that are supporting and keeping it going, doing about that to get the younger kids up to
I think
speed?
they try to, and again, I'm not the expert on this,
Right.
but I think what they try to do is they try to use language, use imagery that will reach that audience. You know, today everything is digital.
It's all about
everything.
show and tell, absolutely.
It is,
It's
it
all
is.
about retention.
The written word is no longer, you know, power.
I-
It's what you can see and hear.
Hey,
I
Eric,
was-
Eric,
I was going to say that one thing that I've noticed in this Black History Month and in a few recent ones is that there's more emphasis on issues and ideas that engage young people. So, for example, CBS on Tuesday aired a really interesting documentary by a fan of rap music, taking a look at all of the negative imagery
Right.
and themes inside rap, and while doing that, sort of told the history of rap, how it evolved. From
and
being-
that's a great way to learn the history again of rap too.
Absolutely.
Right.
Hey.
And so on the surface, you would think that that wouldn't be a Black History Month program, but because there was history of something that's central to Black culture like hip-hop and rap, it really was.
Well, Eric, we have about 60 seconds left, but I want to ask you another question. What are some of the challenges for people of color, and Teddy, maybe you can answer this, but Eric might be better, but who are the artists and who are creative, and what kind of challenges are they facing?
Well, I think in the end, the challenge is always to try and be as inventive as possible, but also reach back and instruct people and educate people about what happened before. When I give speeches to students, I would say I'm a griot, and a griot was a poet or a storyteller or a songwriter before the days of written history in Africa, who used to embody the history of the tribe in his work. And that's what I do now, and that I think is every artist and journalist's challenge of color, especially in this society.
I think.
Well, you know what? What do you follow that up with, except for, can you tell us a little bit about TampaBayIn.com?
Well,
That's a great website. I actually experienced that
Well,
last
thank
couple
you.
of days,
Lots of
and I
good
think
stuff
it's
on there.
great.
yeah, Tampa Bay.
Love the women's section.
Yes,
Oh.
wonderful. Well, the TampaBayIn.com really is it's an information network, and you know what we do in my company. One of the main things we do is diversity training, management, consulting. You'll find websites around Tampa Bay that are geared towards only one race,
Right.
whether it be Asian, African American, you know, Hispanic. And what we try to do is ensure that people of different backgrounds have an opportunity to experience what some of the other groups are going through. And TampaBayIn.com brings all that together. It's a one-stop information network.
And again, that's TampaBayIn.com. And Eric, in about 10 seconds, give us your blog information.
See my blog at blogs.tampabay.com/media.
/media. And actually, Eric and Teddy, I'm sure you read this, they have the most interesting blogs, and I think that's great. And Eric, I love reading you almost every day.
Almost every day.
Almost every day. Rob has a little gift for Teddy, and Eric, we're going to send you one too.
Okay.
Okay.
Teddy, Eric, yours is in the mail. Teddy, I just wanted to present you with the Tampa Bay's Media Talk shirt.
Thank you.
Wear it with pride.
I will.
And let everybody know that, you know, they got to log on to see you on video.google and youtube.com. You're all over the place.
Absolutely, I
By
appreciate
Tuesday,
it.
you're going to be everywhere, and your message is going to help disseminate, and we're proud to be part of helping spread the message.
And Eric,
Thank you.
we'll get yours over to your work. So thank you both for joining us. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much for being on the show, guys. We appreciate it. Eric, always a pleasure. Teddy, first
All right.
timer, thank you.
Thank